Hey guys, welcome back. We've just finished the very first episode of the podcast I told you I would record about. I did it with a fellow YouTuber named BlancosFanTV. We had a blast recording one whole episode consisting of almost 1 hour of footage. However, I've uploaded only one topic now in the whole 1 hour footage. So please do take a look and show us some love, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And please do tell me what you feel about the new podcast. Thank you.
At the current moment, I mean, we know Keylor Navas is the better goalkeeper, hands down. But because of the longevity, Courtois is obviously going to be number one next season. I mean, that's just so obvious. And, I think Zidane kind of remains powerless to some extent in this situation because Courtois is the younger goalkeeper. And because of that, Courtois has to be the number one. And he kind of got stuck in Florentino Perez's mess. Florentino Perez really wanted another goalkeeper than Keylor Navas, and so he went out about Courtois, and now Zidane's stuck with this, and he has to make him number one. I mean, where else do you want to go? Buy another goalkeeper? You can't really do that. You already have Courtois.
He's literally like low key stuck between two world class goalkeepers. It's not like you can take one goalkeeper for granted and say, okay, you take the bench, you go and play. It's not a case like that. It's so confusing and yeah, the lot of speculation, lot of decision making involved. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of a tough situation, but and we all know Courtois kind of had a bad season last season, but in Courtois' defense, everyone had not a great season. So, I mean, I'm going to defend
It's
Courtois.
not it's not really fair to say that it's not really fair to blame. I'm quoting the word blame Courtois. It's not really fair to do that. But again, um, if you look at it at this way, even Keylor Navas wasn't the best, actually. See, in this debate, we're supposed to actually compare two world-class goalkeepers, and the goalkeeper's job is only yeah, and he is such that he can only perform well if the defense line in front of him performs well. So, and everyone had a bad season last time. So to say that for those people who defend Keylor Navas, I'll come to the thing where Keylor Navas is to be defended and where he is not to be defended. But in this case, even Keylor Navas was what was not in his fine form last season. So it's not right to favor one over the other. It was that kind of a situation last season.
Yeah.
So yeah, you were saying
Yeah.
that about
Well,
Courtois. Yeah.
actually, I think Keylor Navas was pretty good last season. I have to say, I thought he was pretty good. I mean, every time you saw him, like starting for the game or playing the game, you saw. I mean, there was such a massive gap between Courtois and Navas. I thought Navas
Yeah,
was.
I mean, okay, maybe that is because Keylor Navas has played way less games than Courtois. You can look at it that way because just if you increase the denominator, as the more games go by, that the tendency to lose or to be beaten by the ball or to be beaten by the ball is more.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean it can be put both ways actually. So
yeah,
just
that's a very good point.
yeah, yeah. But in my opinion, look, I thought Keylor Navas didn't deserve to lose a spot, not at all. Especially after winning, you know, three winning three Champions Leagues with the team. That is an incredible achievement.
Yeah,
So, but when it comes to the case of Courtois, I think a goalkeeper like Courtois should. I mean, he was the Golden Glove, hands down. That was an amazing World Cup he had in the World Cup. So in the World Cup, after the World Cup, I think Florentino Perez probably rushed too fast on the signing, in my opinion, because Keylor Navas wasn't, losing touch or whatever. It wasn't like the 2014-15 Iker Casillas season. if you remember. It wasn't like that. It was not at all like that. On the contrary, Keylor Navas was actually, as I think, was he in the UEFA Champions League team of the season, the goalkeeper,
So,
right? Yeah.
mhm, yeah,
So on the contrary, it was something like that, and it's really, I mean, it's really unfair on Courtois' part. This is not even like a Bale situation where you can't defend Bale, but here you can actually defend Keylor Navas, saying that just because he had a goalkeeper who was younger, taller, and probably a bit more sharper because just because he had a good World Cup season and everything. So I felt really bad for for Keylor Navas to lose his position, just like that, despite performing really well. And Courtois not also living up to the expectations he was brought for. I mean, all in all, it was a bad season. So it's not fair to say it's not fair to blame anyone in this aspect. But let me tell you this. There is this one thing about Keylor Navas that I like. If you watch Real Madrid games, you can easily notice that Keylor Navas is continuously shouting and is communicating with the defense. That's the kind of a goalkeeper you need. You need a goalkeeper who's constantly asking his player, go there. That kind of a backbone at the back. That's what you need. Sergio Ramos is one big backbone, agreed. But
mhm,
again, Keylor Navas, as a goalkeeper, has to assess the situation differently from Ramos. Ramos might miss something, but the goalkeeper, he's not running. He's not actually running. So he's actually standing and watching everything from there,
yeah,
and he can actually assess the situation better than a Ramos who's actually in the fix between managing the team in the front and then in the back. So Keylor Navas, I feel he fills that gap.
yeah,
But when it comes to Courtois, he is so silent. I mean, I never see him speak so much. I mean, I see an Iker Casillas in Keylor Navas, and I was always a big fan of Iker Casillas. Casillas,
yeah,
no goalkeeper could live up to him. Casillas, yeah. So when it comes to Courtois, he's like so silent. I mean, I don't know whether he actually speaks to the captain himself or not. I don't know what happens on the field. But as a viewer or as a fan myself, it actually seems that way where Courtois, why is he so silent? Why doesn't he speak?
yeah,
Why doesn't he speak to Ramos? And by the time he actually wants to communicate something, the ball just ends up in the back of the net.
yes,
And Courtois, he's just puzzled. He doesn't know what to do.
uh,
So
yeah,
in a way, you feel bad for Keylor Navas, but Courtois is also excellent too. I'm not denying. Actually, if you look at it statistics wise,
yeah,
Thibaut actually, has the edge over Keylor Navas, especially in the time when he was in Chelsea. If you remember, way too many clean sheets he used to have. So, this is just a debate. Just because of age, I don't want Keylor Navas to just be ignored just because of his age. I feel he has a lot left in him,
yeah, mm,
and yeah, he has a lot left in him. He should not be another Iker Casillas.
yeah,
I already felt really bad when that happened. He didn't deserve to leave like that. After serving 14 years at the club. So yeah, I hope that situation gets sorted somehow because it's even tough to debate. This is not clear cut like the Bale situation to say that Bale, he should leave. But
mhm,
here, it's so difficult to make a decision
mhm.
that you can say, okay, maybe he's right. Oh no, maybe he's so you have that. I mean, what do you think about the decision making process of selection wise, and everything?
Yeah, yeah. It like you said, it is a tough situation. I mean, um, like you said, yeah, Florentino Perez rushed it way too much. I mean, really, he shouldn't have brought in Courtois. I think Keylor Navas still had a couple seasons left in him. But we can't go back and fix the past. I mean, what's done is already done. Courtois and Navas are now here. Courtois is going to be the long-term goalkeeper. And I think at this point, we just have to back to Courtois, and we just kind of have to see Keylor Navas take the second fiddle. We know Courtois is a good goalkeeper. There's definitely a top goalkeeper in there. He won La Liga with Atletico in 13-14 season. I mean, winning La Liga with Atletico Madrid is amazing feat in itself. So gotta give him credit. And he's won, like you said, he won a couple Premier League trophies with Chelsea. So he can definitely win trophies, and he can bring that to Real Madrid. Um,
The thing is, we can't even, like argue so much. I mean, we can't even blame Courtois or slag him off because he's also a very technically gifted goalkeeper. Look at his height, his qualities. There are a lot of things that he actually has the edge over Navas. But I think the end statement I would like to give is that, I mean, leaving Real Madrid aside, I think Thibaut Courtois is a better goalkeeper than Keylor Navas, but probably Keylor Navas is better for Real Madrid than Thibaut Courtois. Something like that. Because being a goalkeeper is not only about stopping shots or taking long kicks. There's a lot more. A lot more. What I don't know what you call that. There's a lot more to being a goalkeeper just than
yeah, there's a lot more
scoring.
facets than just that. But for me, Keylor Navas he remains the top goalkeeper for me. I just like the way his stop shopping is just out of this world. I
He
mean, oh
has
my,
good
it's so good.
reflexes. Yeah, amazing reflexes he has.
Yeah,
Keylor Navas.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's really funny that every time a goalkeeper is replaced by a goalkeeper who performs well in the World Cup. Remember Iker Casillas, he was replaced by Navas because Navas was like I mean, alongside Neuer,
Yeah.
Keylor Navas was like a sensation at the 2014 World Cup in Brazil, and
Mm,
now Keylor Navas is being replaced by a sensation. I mean, a goalkeeper sensation at the 2018 World Cup. God
that's
knows Thibaut Courtois being replaced by the 2022 World Cup goalkeeper Ken Benzema. Yeah.
yeah, that's a good
So
point.
yeah, the debate. You can't really. I mean, you can take sides, but to actually come to a decision is really hard in this.
Definitely.
Got me talking to